right, next up is a wild grape. Not the one that I have set up as a vineyard. This was another one I had. I was actually going to plant 2 of them in there. This one's a little different looking, so there are different varieties just growing everywhere. I just am fascinated by them. Look at this beautiful tiny growth here. That might be what I let grow on this tree. I find it fascinating. It grows along and sends out these little hooks, little runners, little hooks, right? And then somewhere down the line, one of those little runners grabs onto the branch next to it and doesn't let go. Well, then you have a case where the first line of defense is the leaves, and these get tangled up like this. This will then start to grow down along here, and if it doesn't find anything to grow up on, it'll start to want to grow up on itself. And look at that. That's actually not a good sign. Do you see that? Right there? Those are the grapes. That means, well, the flowers that will become the grapes. That means that the grapes grow only on the ends of the tips. So I've got to do a lot of early pruning to get ends of tips to be short. And I did early pruning. So what do I want to do with this? I'm so tempted to knock this off. If I knock this off, all of this comes off. I got ramification here. And maybe I really want that to develop. Maybe I just take it off there. No, but I want this to grow out. I'm doing it. How cute is that? That's adorable. What else can I do? This could be a scary Halloween tree. I don't know what I want from it. If I take this middle out, all it is this. And I'll have a tree that opens up more, which is what I didn't have before. I had shoved something in here to spread these out a little bit, and I did. But getting rid of that altogether would spread it out nicely. So it's gone. Now, too bad I don't have this right here. But I do have that, and it is going in that direction. What did I do? What did I do? I cut off the grapes. But these are my playthings, all right? How am I supposed to report to you what a wild grape will do if I don't do it myself? There you go. Put it back on the bench. It takes up a lot less room now, and it's not attacking its neighbors. What's next? All right, you may recognize this. I worked on this, 2 or 3 weeks ago? Got it down to a controllable size. I didn't touch these pots though, which I'm touching now, because they're a little overgrown. These are those miniature daisies. All right. And then I want to cut off all these long old flower stems. A little haircut. I'm sure there'll be more growth. There's plenty of growing season left. Not worried about brown tips or anything like that. I think I have a better scissors for this. You didn't need to see that any slower, did you? All right, so this has always bothered me right here. It crosses that main trunk. So I'm going to cut this off. There's a lot that goes with it. And that. Wow. It's hooked together at the top. But that's a lot cleaner, and you can see these pieces going up. Oh, and last time I had a lot of great suggestions, really terrific suggestions for how to do this that didn't look so horrible. I think the best suggestion was, well, there were two. Rapia, which I've never worked with, and it kind of, I don't know if it would be intuitive for me to work with Rapia, or green floral string, which I think we probably have in the house, and replace all these pieces with that. I'm not prepared to do that today, but I think just that one cut made this look a lot better. There's some other things that need to be trained, but I'm also not going to do that today. What I am going to do is cut the real long pieces, like here. That's got something ready to grow there. Just going to let that grow. I'm going to attach it very soon. This one, I think I'm just going to take the vigor out of it. This one's starting to cross. This one's, I just want to slow it down a little. And this one I have to slow down. I'm pretty sure, based on what I saw in the last wild grape, that I'm not going to see any grapes on this, because maybe I should have let it go really wild, get the grapes, and then cut it back. But that would take all season, and I don't think it would be successful. So I'm just learning. But I think it looks a lot better with just those few changes. Maybe I'll take this leaf off. Maybe I'll take this leaf off. This needs help soon. This one and this one. See if I can hook those leaves together, and it'll make its own way. This has to slip back under here, and that'll hold that. This should have gone between these, but it didn't, so I'm going to send it up through this way. And it crosses, but maybe that's okay. Let's see what happens there. All right, that's all I'm going to do with this. I'll put it back on the bench. All right, and last for today, because I got to go pick up my daughter and get her car, is Central Park. And it's kind of urgent for me because it's reaching way up, higher than you can see right now. Let me see if I can get that. I'm hitting the top of the greenhouse. I keep this in the greenhouse at night. So I've got to prune it down. I'll put it in fast, and hope you enjoy this. All right, so the Chinese elms of Central Park are back in check. That little walker there, the little hiker, he's still hiking. I owe one bench to this planting. These little holes that you see were from the fertilizer baskets. I got to fill those with something appropriate that will grow moss. Got a little dry at the top here. It'll grow back. It is growing, which is nice. The park looks good. All right. This was a long video, I think, but thank you so much for keeping me company in my backyard.